what research tells us are the 5, 6 most important things towards building trust. And here they go. And I'll spend a couple minutes on each of these. They're benevolence, honesty, openness, reliability, and competence. And let's review those 5. Benevolence is having confidence that another party has your best interests at heart and will protect your interests is a key ingredient, and will protect your interests is a key ingredient of trust. So benevolence means showing the care, the compassion, the empathy. They have your interests at heart. They want you to be successful. They're there for you. That's benevolence. And I want to share something from this week's Torah portion that highlights this. The verse says, "Shoftim v'shoitrim titlachol b'chol sharecha." You shall appoint judges and officials for your tribes. And then the verse says, "V'shaftu es ha'om mishpat tzedek," and they shall govern the people with due justice. That's how he translates it. But in Hebrew, the word mishpat means justice. The word tzedek means righteousness, like the word tzedakah, to give charity. And it's unusual term because if it's all about justice, why tzedek, righteous? What does it mean, righteous justice? So the Talmud says that King David, the verse says that King David, King David, when he ruled with justice and with compassion. And what does that mean? So the Gemara says like this. The Talmud explains as follows. Zika es azakai. Let's say a wealthy person came before him and a poor person, a pauper. And he adjudicated the case, and he exonerated the party who was exempt from payment and deemed liable the party who was liable to pay. And then he saw the person who he deemed liable was a poor person. So what did he do? After he ruled with the rich person, he then took out money from his pocket and he paid the poor person the money that he'd lost in that court case. That's what mishpat and tzedakah means. Of course there has to be discipline. Of course there has to be structure. Of course there has to be order in a classroom, right? And you have to have justice in a court. But then, it really only works, justice only works if there's tzedakah, if there's kindness, if there's compassion, if there's empathy. If the child recognizes that the reason they are being disciplined, the reason for whatever reason, they're giving them a consequence, which is necessary. That's the mishpat. That's the justice. They recognize that you do it because you care about the class, you care about them as an individual, and they can sense that. They can sense that empathy. So that's the benevolence, okay? That's the benevolence piece of that builds trust.